Hello, I'm here today to show my presentation about the environmental conditions necessary for a healthy coral reef. Corals, despite their plant-like appearance, are very sensitive and conditions needed to be just right for them to flourish. So in order to live, corals need sunlight, warm water, low nutrients, sediment-free water, salt-free water, and a hard substrate to grow on. Reef-building corals cannot survive without sunlight. Since zooxanthellae, the symbiotic algae, require sunlight for photosynthesis. The majority of zooxanthellae reef-building corals do not grow below 45 meters or 150 feet. These photosynthetic algae can help provide food for the corals, and which gives them their unique color in each species of corals that they thrive on. Corals can only live within a narrow temperatures range from around 16 degrees Celsius to 29 degrees Celsius. This explains why corals thrive in warmer waters of the tropics. Corals are adapted to live in ocean waters, which contains very low levels of nutrients. Nutrients which are needed by all living organisms are found in food and dissolved in water. Too many of these nutrients can upset the natural balance of life on the reef, creating conditions that favor other fast-growing organisms such as marine plants, sponges, as well as dinoflagellates. Corals also prefer clear water with low levels of sediments, which are small particles of earth, rock, and sand. These sediments can bury corals, blocking out needed sunlight and killing them. Corals tend to live in areas with some wave action, as this helps supply them with food and oxygen, as well as keeping corals free from sediments. Corals are marine animals adapted to live in seawater with a salinity of around 35 parts per thousand. In areas that are too salty or not salty enough, corals cannot survive. They also need a hard substrate or surface to attach to and cannot successfully colonize on these substrates, such as rubble or sand. If the substrate is unstable, young coral colonies will be crushed and killed by wave action and storms. Some of these substrates vary from, for example, natural forming rocks, wood and steel debris that are dumped by humans, sunken ships, and as well as concretes that are used to help build an artificial reefs by us humans. How old are coral reefs? So the ancestors of modern coral reef ecosystems were formed around 570 million years ago. During this time, blue-green algae and later sponges were the major reef builders. Modern coral reefs as we know today have existed for a staggering 240 million years. And the tropical seas were divided from 24 to 5 million years ago, and the coral reefs were distributed into the regions that we know of today. Most existing coral reefs are between 5,000 and 10,000 years old. So one of these examples of old coral reef can be found in Jazzy Reef in Vermont and are 180 million years old. Over geological time, there have been several mass extinctions associated with coral reefs. Reefs have survived changing sea levels, uplifting of land masses, periods of widespread warming, and repeated ice ages, as well as recurrent short-term natural disasters such as cyclones and hurricanes. Over geological time, coral reefs have shown a remarkable ability to adapt and survive. Unfortunately, human activities now represent a much more immediate threat to the short-term survival of coral reefs than do natural disasters. Loss of coral reefs as a result of human activities have been steadily increasing in recent decades and is now a problem in nearly every region of the world. In Southeast Asia alone, 88% of the coral reefs are at risk from human impacts. So that's our presentation. I'm Christian G. Resendo. Thank you for listening.